SSI has a huge stigma around it, and what SSI is it's supplemental security income. That's what SSI is. People don't realize that, and there is SSI for mental illness. And the stigma is that, you have these people that are leeching and mooching off of the system. They're getting all these thousands of dollars, and they're not doing anything for an illness that's not real, and that's so far from the fucking truth. I support SSI so much because everybody deserves to have a place to live, food on the table. I mean, you deserve those, and you're fighting a battle up here. I mean, if you don't understand depression, if you don't understand what anxiety is, if you don't understand what BPD is, bipolar, there are cases that you cannot work. You can't hold down a job, and that's okay. And there's nothing worse than making this person who is fighting this battle feel that they're less than a human being, because they're not. They're actually, I think, in my heart, a stronger warrior than most people, because they're fighting with shit that people sometimes don't. But there's this stigma that they're doing this on purpose, and that it's not real, and that, big farm is out there and they're the ones cultivating all this. And you know what? That's utter bullshit. If you talk to some of these people that are struggling, they'll tell you. They don't make a lot of money. They might make $700 every week or something of that sort, depending on their situation. That's still not a lot of money when you take into account that there is no other income coming in, and they can't necessarily make another income. So it's not like, oh, they have this full-time job, but they're also claiming this. They're literally living off of this amount that's not going to change, and inflation happens. So next thing you know, I mean, after you pay for your rent and you're paying for your electric, and you're paying for just the basic necessities in life, it's not necessarily a comfortable life. It is a life, though, which I'm very grateful that a lot of people have, and that there are people out there that could qualify for it. There's a lot of different programs out there to help, like during Christmas time and the holidays. Because the worst thing that happens, especially when you're struggling with anything, and again, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a counselor, I'm diagnosed with ADHD, I'm diagnosed with PTSD, I'm diagnosed with GAD, and I'm diagnosed with MDD. I do work. I have no issues with anybody who is on SSI, because you don't want to feel like less of a human being. You take these holidays, and when a birthday comes up or when a Christmas comes up, and you feel like less of a parent, that you can't provide for your loved ones. I mean, it takes a mental toll on you. I mean, there's a reason that suicide is the 10th leading cause of death in the United States. I mean, suicide is the leading cause of death in 25 to 45-year-old males. And let's face it, a lot of that also has to do with, financial freedom, feeling like a failure. If you're struggling, you can't provide for your family, and you're a man and you have this ego, it's going to fucking eat at you. I mean, be real about it. You get a mom who's out there, a single mom who's on SSI trying to provide for her kids because the dad left. I mean, they're doing the best they can with what they've been giving. And when people bring them down, it's one of the most heart-wrenching things that I can ever see happen to somebody, and it's fucking wrong. I mean, the smallest act of kindness has the biggest impact. And you have these people that give panhandlers and all this other shit money. Don't give fucking panhandlers and shit money. Give charities money that actually then also help out these families. I mean, that's what it's about. It's people helping people, and making sure that the money and the resources go where they need to. Because let's face it, okay, the money doesn't always go where it needs to go. Let's face it, there are always going to be people that abuse the system, but for the greater good of everybody, it's something that needs to be put in place. It needs to stay in place. And the ones that truly need these services don't need to be brought down to another level. They don't need to be looked at as a second-class citizen, because they're not. I mean, people don't know what sometimes it's like to fight to get out the fucking front door, or to be stuck in bed all day as things are piling up, and you just feel so overwhelmed that your life is collapsing around you, and the only escape from the nightmare that's happening in here is, shit, what if I end it all? I mean, suicide is real. I lost a dad to it. I lost a wife to it. Things like this weigh on us. So when you see people that are out there struggling, you treat them with all the respect in the world. Because you got to look at it this way, go, dude, these people are fighting fucking hard. And you know what? You got to celebrate those small victories. And that little act of kindness to somebody who is struggling, that that is struggling, goes a long fucking way. You'll find that people that are struggling are more grateful than, somebody who's not. And I want to say that in a lot of cases is the truth. Not across the board, but in a lot of cases is the truth. Because they know what they have in life, and to have a surprise, a gift, something else to brighten up that is amazing. And you'll notice that even when it comes to parents, most of them they're giving it to their kids. because most parents want the best life that they can for their kids. And here you're bringing down another parent, making them feel less of a parent as not of a good parent. And that's fucking bullshit. All that does is that worsens what's going on in here. And some of them can't even have enough funds to then find the right doctors, because let's face it, welfare and so forth is not, and Medicaid is not the answer when it comes to finding maybe the right psychologist, the right therapist, because it's not all covered by the same insurances. So you might not have the best resources around you even where you live, but you're making do with what you got. And I applaud anybody who is, because I know that it's a struggle. I know that you feel alone. I know that it's hard even when you go to family gatherings and you might have a brother or a family member who looks down on you. I know how that beats you up. And that's not right. Again, you want to make a difference. That smallest act of kindness will go the furthest of letting this person know that, hey, it's okay. And it's okay to be not okay. It's okay to be not okay. And if you want to make changes to this, one, don't speak up against SSI and people with mental illness and disability, because it's not that they asked for it. Nobody asked to get this. I didn't ask for depression. I didn't ask for ADHD. I didn't ask for PTSD. I didn't ask for MDD. I didn't ask for this. Mental illness does not discriminate, yet we as human beings discriminate. Mental illness doesn't care your race, your age, your color, your skin, who you love, who you don't love, any of that shit. It does not discriminate at all, but we as human beings will discriminate against people who are on SSI for mental illness and mental health reasons, because we feel that, oh, they're not giving it their all. Bullshit. They're giving it more than their all. They're giving it more of their all than the people that are saying that shit. And that's the reality of life. And I get very passionate, fired up about this, because I don't mind when I know that my taxes are going to help these people. Fuck, they deserve it. They deserve to be and have a life. They deserve to have the security of knowing that they're not going to be homeless with their children. That their children are not going to be taken away. They deserve to be able to eat. So don't say that these people are there and they're abusing the system and that it's bullshit, because that all that does is that creates the stigma. And with the stigma creates hate. And with the hate becomes that discrimination. We're bringing them down to a different level, which is not at all the case. And so many people, want to be like, oh, well, I'll help with mental illness and mental health, and I'll share these hotline numbers. Bullshit, man. You want to fucking help somebody? Go donate your time at a soup kitchen. Volunteer at a food bank. Make a difference. Don't go onto social media. Oh, I'm going to post this. Bullshit. If it makes you feel that much better, great. But that act of kindness, that act of humanity, that's what makes the difference. It's not, people are not seeking attention. In some cases, you might be seeking attention. Let's face it, we all seek attention in one way or another, because it's not seeking attention. We're seeking human connection. We're seeking that connection amongst other humans, because we might not have that. We might be trapped in our fucking house. We might be taking it one day at a time, just trying to fucking make it to the next day. Just trying to take that shower that seemed like an impossible feat. Kindness is what it comes down to. Support. And there's a difference between support and enabling. I mean, support is rooting somebody on. Doing small things for them. If you have a home-cooked meal and you know the people next to you are struggling, bring them a meal. That kindness lifts somebody up, and it brings up others around you instead of tearing them down. Honey, avoid those neighbors. Don't let our kids play with those people. No. Understand somebody's story. Listen, don't listen to respond. Understand somebody's story, because we all have a different story. And when they start to tell you and should be able to share about their struggles and their battles when it comes to this, you'll realize that SSI income, that ain't enough. That they do deserve a little bit more help. Only way that's ever going to happen is you get with lawmakers and you change some of the laws out there, and that you actually increase some, because there are areas like California that the cost of living is too high. So where do they go? I mean, you're homeless in your car. Parents deserve to be able to have the chance to be a parent. And you can go down to the choices, and everybody has a choice. You don't have a choice when it comes to mental illness. And then trying to keep a job, sometimes you don't have a choice to be on SSI. You have to be, otherwise you're homeless. And nobody deserves to be a statistic. Nobody deserves to be part of that 10th leading cause of death in the United States, which is suicide. I mean, that's what helping people is all about. That's what understanding what somebody's going through is all about. So if you see others bringing down people with mental illness, mental health that are on SSI disability, instead of just being silent, speak up. Let your voice be heard, and let these people also know that are struggling, that are the ones being brought down, that, dude, I fucking support you. Because I know that you're fighting and you're doing the best that you can with what you've been given. That makes a difference. If you haven't hit the like and subscribe button, hit that like and subscribe button. My name is Eric, and I created a nonprofit organization called Driven Together, bridges the gap between a suicide hotline, crisis hotline, and therapy. For those who are in between that need that peer-to-peer support, that need the tools and resources and healthy coping mechanisms out there to be able to fight through life every single day. I mean, that's what it's about. I mean, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, comment down below. Let me know your battles. I'll cheer you on along the way. Our community will cheer you on along the way. Because that's what it's about. It's lifting each other up, especially when we're struggling up here, because nobody understands the struggle like somebody else that's struggling. And down below, I have links to all the stuff on Amazon that you can use for healthy coping mechanisms, whether it's a fidget spinner, whether it's a weighted blanket, whatever it might be. I even have a link down below to BetterHelp if you want to try therapy and you're too afraid of a therapist. Go to BetterHelp. You know, it's trial and error. Find out what works for you, because you are the most important. And you're all that matters. So don't forget that. That's not selfish. That's self-maintenance. You're a badass motherfucker. You made it through 100% of your worst days to make it through 2 today. You got this. So let's do it together.